right, we're still here. Still the morning crossfire 99.3 Nigerian. For my name is Kofi Bartels. A very good morning to you. And today we want to look at recent disruptions in the network services, the information technology services offered by banks in the country. One particular bank, Zenith Bank, had some issues. But the thing is that it's something that has happened with other banks before, and it seems to happen again. Some of the customers of the bank, messaged us and talked about it, complained. There's nothing we can do. The bank has put out a statement about it. It seems everything, normal service has resumed. While we're not talking about Zenith Bank in particular, we want to look at the financial institutions of the country, especially the banks. We're not talking about non-banking financial institutions. We're looking at banks. What exactly is responsible for the frequent service disruptions that these banks experience, and what's the way forward? Now, if you've had any experience with service disruption, maybe when your bank tried to do an upgrade, in their software, or they had to upgrade their app, they had to change their app, they brought a new app, you can share your experience with us. Or maybe you try to use the internet, service of your bank, the website, the app, mobile application, and you've been having issues. Maybe it's not an upgrade. They've not tried to implement any reforms. It's just a normal service that you usually have disruptions. You can share with us. Our guest will be giving us his thoughts on what banking institutions in the country face, and how they can navigate and get it better while we keep having this frequently service disruptions amongst financial institutions, banking financial institutions in the country. All right, we'd like to hear from you. 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993 is the number to call. We also have 0201-465-7190, 0201-465-7190. That's a female line. And the WhatsApp number, just for WhatsApp messages only, we have 08095975805, 08095975805. And we're streaming live on Facebook. Go to Nigeria Info FM on Facebook and you'll see a live stream. All right, Nigeria Info FM. That's Nigeria Space Info Space 99.3. We're also streaming live on YouTube. Search on Nigeria Info FM. It's a verified account. Now, when you're on Facebook, please hit the like or follow button. On YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Press it, click it, and give us a follow or subscription. Also, you can hit the notification bell so that each time we stream live, you get a notice and you can watch from wherever you are. That being said, I want to say good morning to our guest. He is a seasoned digital leader with a strong focus on people and processes. As the Chief Digital Officer of Capital Express Assurance, he drives a digital transformation by implementing innovative solutions that empower individuals and streamline operations. With extensive experience in the insurance and financial sectors, he prioritizes customer experience and operational efficiency. His commitment to leveraging technology to enhance human potential positions him as a key player in shaping the future of banking and insurance in Nigeria and the world at large. We have joining us a good friend of mine, Chief Digital Officer of Capital Express Assurance, Mr. Isaiah Dominic Etuk. Isaiah, good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Kofi. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Isaiah told me, he's not a public person. He's a tech bro, But in these times, you tech bros, you have to talk because we need you. We need you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay. So we're going to make this very interactive. We all know what happened with Zenith Bank, but Zenith Bank isn't the only bank that has faced challenges. Several banks, even one of the major banks I use, when they tried to do the upgrade, they brought a new software. It was quite difficult. Sometimes you have downtime, and they never had it with this bank before. So Isaiah, what do you think is happening when banks try to, upgrade maybe their system or their software or their infrastructure? All right, or they try to introduce a new application, mobile application to their customers. or they try to do routine maintenance and the thing backfires or somehow affects the service. Why do we have these service disruptions?
So I'll focus on technology, not the bank as an entity.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, the banking sector, especially this happens a lot with basically the legacy banks, those very old banks. They are large, and their technology structure is actually very complicated. It's complex. There's a lot to that space. There's a regulatory bit, right? There's the infrastructure. There's the security bit. There's data itself, because most of these banks were the first bank to actually start using technology way back, right? And this data they have has grown over time. And many times they still have their old systems, clunky, large, and the rest, and the rest. And when they want to do upgrade, just, to actually focus and try to give service to the customers who are their major drivers, who they are in business for, right? There are issues. Sometimes they don't plan for those issues, but these things come up. And now don't forget the competition in the market, the little fintechs that are just popping up and now driving technology and making them seem like they're not ready. Okay. And now making things even faster. But like I said, the customers actually drive the market. The customers actually drive the technology. Because when the customers adopt technology and expect it to be fast and you are slow, they complain. Right? And these other little fintech now listen, since they are smaller and they can build technology very fast, they can build solutions very fast. It now looks like that they are more responsive to customers than those large banks. So that's why many times when you have these upgrade issues after they've planned, sometimes sometimes you receive a message that they are doing upgrade end of the month. Sometimes they pick sometimes and just shut down to make sure things work, because if they don't do that, the worst can happen. Those downtimes you see is not the worst. Right?
What's the worst that can happen?
You lose your data.
Yeah, sorry, we needed to look at the camera so we can see your face properly. Yes.
Sorry, you have to forgive me.
Sorry about that, I know. So what's the worst that can happen?
Fine.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
The worst that can happen is you lose your data. If I lose like a bank, I lose transaction history. Maybe there's a transfer to somebody's account and it didn't get to the person. Maybe there's a history that's supposed to log that and it's not there. That's disaster. And you can't even trace the money. The money is there. That's why I see some of them, they always have this on, how do they call it? That's why I see sometimes you do a transaction. Yeah. Like last week, I traveled. Yeah. I have 2 transactions that is yet to be reconciled. I got a notification that it didn't go through, but I got deducted. But I now have to get the slip so that I will take it to the bank. They will now have to trace to find out where that was. And there's an integration bit to it. Yeah. APIs, but they just connect to different banks. For one transaction, you might have like 3 or 2 entities in between, bank to bank. There's NIP somewhere there. Okay. And all that. So
Nigerian interbank settlement system. Oh, interesting.
Yes, this is a complicated system.
So you're saying that customers ought to realize that it's better for your bank to have a downtime in a bid to upgrade their infrastructure, because if they don't do that, then the worst could happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it like that, but I think we have to put it that way, because sometimes, like now, let me say, it's responsiveness basically. Now, you have a legacy system, and the world is moving, technology is moving. There are cybersecurity issues you need to protect. There's a lot of things you need to protect. Yeah. Sometimes when you now do your cost benefit, and now say, I think I should suffer this now for what could happen tomorrow. Right? And again, don't forget, there's a lot of complaint that they analyze. And again, these systems they use, they have multiple systems that cater for different things, and they have to all connect together.
I see.
They have CRMs. They have a core banking application, which many times are the problem. They now have little applications, sub-applications they build to use API to talk to the core banking application. And they are supposed to have a common database. Sometimes they have what we call single sign-on. From one internally, you have one access to sign on to all these different applications. That layer of communication could be complicated.
I see. So what you're saying is that most of these disruptions occur with the legacy banks because of the volume of customers that they have and the volume of transactions that they deal with
old systems,
on a daily basis. I can relate because
I wanted to add, don't forget now, there's this regulatory bit, and the problem with, should I call it a problem with the regulatory bit, is someone like CBN, they always modify policies. They try to modify policies to suit. And so when they implement these policies, the bank must adhere. And many times when they adhere to these policies, it means they have to modify their system to actually suit that. You get?
Okay.
So many times these are the things that actually influence how the upgrades. And again, with technology, right? You always have to be up to date.
Okay.
Remember what happened with CrowdStrike? Is it the CrowdStrike or so?
Okay.
They did an upgrade for a security system, and they made a mistake and had a bug. A lot of systems went down.
Are you talking about the UK
yes, exactly. A lot of systems went down. Those are routine updates.
Okay.
Right? But many times it has to be on check. You have to check it. Sometimes you have a test system where you test these things before you actually roll out. Those are like the complications of what these banks do. They won't tell you what they go through, but they also go through a lot.
Interesting. Anyway, phone lines open now, 0201-277-0993. Having listened to our guest this morning, Dominic Etuk, he's the Chief Digital Officer, with us right here on the program. I sort of have a bit of a sympathy for the financial institutions. He's the Chief Digital Officer of Capital Express Assurance. We have calls coming through. Let's take the first set of calls. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line, please?
My name is Prince Abdullahi. I'm calling you from Oregon.
Prince what, please?
Prince Abdullahi.
Okay, Prince Abdullahi, good to meet you. Were you affected by the disruptions, recent disruptions?
Every minute, all this grammar madam is saying, we will not understand. The banks devise
exactly
of contagion us. What they are doing might be good. But you see, if there's a particular bank, I will not mention the name.
Right.
If you want to use USSD, it will not go. If you do it 10 times, they will remove 6 naira in 10 times. So they are just doing this thing to rake in money. And if they send you 10,000 ATM, you go down to 9,800. Where the 200 naira they go, we don't know. So I beg all those things. One day be one day.
All right.
We will rise against them to know where our change is.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Prince Abdullah, your time is ready. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. We just want to give 1 minute to each listener. So we're going to quickly take as many comments as possible. 99.3. Oh, we lost that call there. Oh, so that's, he's not happy because he says there's a particular bank that the USSD is always giving issues. Yeah.
Unfortunately, let me give you a little story. Remember, many times what drives technology, like I said, are the users. The bank thought about USSD, came up with USSD. People started, it was new then, people adopted. Not too long, people started doing, there was the mobile banking bit, there's a virtual account bit. People now started doing a lot more transfers.
Yeah.
You get. And USSD has its downside, but it also has positives. Some people implement it so well and it worked. Some people implement it and they had session issues. Okay, so maybe that's what he's going through. Like I said, most of these big banks, their systems are clunky and complicated, right? So a particular transaction has to go through different parts. Don't worry, they use APIs to communicate. These are separate systems that deal with different things, but have to talk to the core banking application. Sometimes some of these transactions are not real time. They keep, and then they do end of day. Anything could happen. Okay, but there are ways they could do a couple of things, but it's like I said, it's technology. There's always a solution for something.
All right. We'll come back. We'll come to that. What can be done going forward? Because some people have been asking, is there no way an upgrade can be done that will not affect customers? Maybe have a backup or temporary something somewhere. Like in media, we have what do you call a redundancy plan, sort of, for redundancy. So if you have two systems, you can have just one there in case the first one, just go to the second one. But I'll take another call, and then maybe we'll ask you the question after the commercial break. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Kofi. Good morning.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line, please?
Yeah, this is Chido, calling from Lucky Place 1.
Chido, listening to you. Please go on.
Kofi, this bank issue, maybe small wahala. Don't tire for this country. Why did you always say? My own problem is that every in a week they debit me more than 500 naira every week 500 naira. They will come out 100 naira.
What are they debiting you for? Have you checked to be sure?
That's why I want to ask these people. What is the reason of what is the reason? What is the reason where they will come up with money 50 naira, 100 naira? What is the reason?
Some of them now VAT, some na statutory charges that government has approved. Some na maintenance, some na SMS fee, some na ATM fee.
Let me explain. I go back, go complain. Then every time he say, even federal government say they come out money for my money. I say, why? Which come federal government concern my money? They give me money. How much if I carry they come out 100 naira, 200 naira? If you waiting, they won't kill me.
So the bank know they steal your money. Now waiting government don't approve. Make them come out.
The debit is too much.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. He said the debit is too much.
So what I could say to the last caller would be this. I think they should, many times when we have these issues, we just get upset and don't act on it. Many times we don't even go to the bank. We just get upset and allow it go. I would advise him to go to the bank, at least go and know why they are charging you, right? Those transactions, they have subheadings. Don't forget, like I said, the sector is highly regulated. Tomorrow, they might just bring up one charges. The more you understand. So go to the bank and understand what they are charging you for. Just be patient about it.
Yeah. Then if you feel the bank is charging you too much, you look for the bank that the charges will be okay by
there
you.
Are options.
Yeah, but they're not stealing your money.
They
are not stealing your money. Okay, we have Robert in Lagos. Robert, good morning to you.
Morning, Mr. Kofi.
Welcome. Please go on.
My name is, thank you. Your best, I did. Last month, I transferred 275,000 from Fidelity Bank to Sterling Bank. I will mention the name. Somebody said they should not mention the name. I will mention the name because I suffered. And I never knew that Sterling Bank were doing upgrades. You understand? If I thought you want to do upgrade, why not weekend, maybe Saturday, Sunday, when you know that people may do business from Monday to Friday. This my money in hand. I was going to Sterling Bank from Monday to Friday. Until Friday before I got my money, because if you don't go on time, you will not collect number. By 6 o'clock, I will be at Sterling Bank. They will maybe number 10 because some people will be there by 5 o'clock. All these things, I don't understand. It says you don't normally experience this kind of problem. All these new banks, I don't know, they are killing people businesses.
Okay, all right, but you had the I guess say that if they don't do this thing, what it might affect you. Your data could be wiped. Your transaction history, anything can happen. So it's best to do it. You go through this pain now.
There's supposed to be a time frame where you know that people are putting their bank so that it can be safe and they use it to transact business.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
UBA is celebrating with Nigerians in the UBA Legacy promo. Over 200 million naira to be won. 75 people stand a chance to win. 1 million naira and many more prizes every month. Yes, every month. Open a UBA savings account and save every month to qualify. The more you save, the more you win. Visit www.ubagroup.com or dial *919*20#. Terms and conditions apply. 75 Bossa for UBA. Bossa! Bossa! UBA, Africa's global bank.
My children are athletes. From the moment they wake up, they keep playing and learning. So when I pack the new Milo NS snacks into their lunchbox, I'm giving them a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Milo NS Snacks, snack of future champions to help your kids refuel and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Before, their problem be say our shoulder too high. They say make we lower our chest. Now, they wonder why we know they ever lack airtime, credit, and data on top our glow line. Whether cash day or cash not day.
You dey mind their proco people for this market?
We know they call ourselves digital generation for nothing. Abi to get airtime, credit, and data, take sell plenty market every day, non-stop. Now your mates,
Whether cash dey our hand or you know deal, we could just dey buy data and airtime credit directly from our bank account with the Glow Etok up.
That is to say, no cash, no wahala.
Yes, so cashless recharge on the go, anytime, anywhere, no stress, no shake me, no wahala.
Buy data and airtime directly from your bank account with Glow Etok up. It is easy, quick, and available on your mobile apps, ATMs, websites, leading retailers, and Glow World shops. Or download Glow Cafe app to top up or dial *777#.
It's Customer Service Week, and here at Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa Radio, we want to appreciate our reputable clients for your constant and continuous patronage. PhD, All Seasons Zenith, Media Reach, Media Perspective, Media Fuse, Scout Media, Nitro 121, Acuity, Brands Yard, Algorithm, Intensity, SBI Media, Media 100, Globacom, Brand I, Maxi Media, Media Seal, Universal Macan,
and many others. We want to thank you for your patronage and assure you of our continuous outstanding service delivery as always, and also offer you more packages to serve you better.
Hello there, it's the Wema Bank 5 for 5 promo season 4. Bigger, better, with 135 million naira to be won. 50,000 naira to 10 winners every day. 250,000 naira to 50 winners each week. 11 million naira to 131 winners every month. And the grand prize of 5 million naira to 1 winner. To participate, transact daily to qualify for the daily draws. For the weekly draws, fund your account with a minimum of 2,000 naira and transact to qualify. For the monthly draws, fund your Wema Bank account with a minimum of 5,000 naira. Transact at least 5 times and keep a minimum balance of at least 5,000 naira to qualify. Use the Alert app, Wema Alert card, or *945# for all your transactions to qualify. Wema Bank 5 for 5 promo, transforming lives, many winners at a time.
Is it okay to make fun of our tooth gap? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate paste. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate.
Colgate, #1 oral care brand in the world.
Welcome back to your #1 talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info. Live from the heart of Victoria Island, you're listening to your #1 station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, Lagos, welcome back. Zenith Bank last week, Thursday, said it had made progress in its upgrade of its IT infrastructure, which affected its banking services, caused disruptions for over 48 hours. And customers, of course, slowly began to transact, from Thursday, Friday, though you had some complaints still online, but the bank began a gradual, return to normalcy. I checked yesterday and I saw some of the customers of Zenith Bank are still complaining, but this conversation is not about Zenith Bank, but it's about the banking financial institutions and the frequent service disruptions that they encounter when it comes to their information technology infrastructure, be it infrastructure update, system update, or when you go to the bank and tell you there's no network. I don't know what that means. Maybe I guess to help us understand what they mean when they say there's no network. But also, upgrading the mobile applications. Some of them, when they introduce new applications, there are issues. One of my banks had issues with introduction of its own mobile application. But I guess this morning it said, well, we have to, choose the lesser evil, if you want to call it that. That if these banks, they do a cost-benefit analysis, they would rather prefer shutting down services and going through all of this than to, do a haphazard upgrade and then suffer a breach of data, privacy issues and all that hacking in the future. So, he said that the customers of the bank will be better off, even though they go through some days of pain. Anyway, my guest this morning is a tech bro, like we like to call people in his sector. He's Isaiah Dominic Etuk. He's a Chief Digital Officer of Capital Express Assurance, and he joins us right here virtually live on the Morning Crossfire. We're taking your thoughts. If you've been affected in one way or the other, you have any question or contribution, please call right now 0201 277 0993 0201 277 0993. Our female line 0201 465 7175 0201 465 7175. As I took, does it usually have to take such a long period, in your opinion, to embark on maybe an upgrade? Maybe you do servicing after you guys. I don't even service your infrastructure, or maybe introducing a new mobile application. Does it take such a long time? Because
No. The thing is that it's dependent on the kind of upgrade they want to do. Sometimes there are quick fixes for common issues they just observe. Maybe there's some bug, there's some patch upgrade, patch they want to do. Maybe just plug. They've heard of a new security, because these security issues, cyber security issues, come up daily, new ones every day. Once it comes up, you have to be informed. You have to patch it. So some of those ones are quick, but once is a transition into a new system. Before they do this, I'm sure they have a whole lot of planning, right? They did the risk analysis, done all that before they start to implement this. You talked about Zenith, they call business right? They need to help it. My challenge with these things are always customer service. By the way, happy Customer Service Week.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, we're celebrating all through the week here at Co-Azubia for our markets. Yeah.
So for me, that's actually the problem, because there's a bit to communications that they don't do. Sometimes even the bank staff don't know about these things. They don't even know how to talk to the client, to the customers, to calm them down. Like the other caller talked about deductions, that, and they keep doing this. The bank won't give him information and all that. So for me, there's a major part to customer service. The people there to know how to talk to people.
Okay.
Right? Because these systems are built for people. It's people's money that you're keeping. You get my point. So in as much as you're doing the technology bit, there's this people bit that you need to get right. Talk to people, calm them down, tell them that, assure them, show them trust that there's nothing wrong. We're just working for you. Once we are ready, so sorry you need to suffer this. You need to go through this. We did a transaction now. We paid like 2 checks. It's been about a week now.
All right.
The clients that we paid to, they've not received the money. I had to calm them down, call them out. It's the banking sector that are doing this. Fortunately, they also know that this is happening. So everybody is waiting. I had same issue last week with the upgrade with other bank. Was it Sterling or so? We had to call them. They explained to us, right? And by the grace of God, the thing worked after about a week.
Okay.
So I think there's a major work with customer service, which I don't think a lot of banks are getting right.
All right. And for someone like me who's in the communication space, I would always bring the word communication in because it's quite important.
Exactly.
It's quite important to have the communications angle covered.
Major part.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Okay. So for banks, when they have maybe, like I said, new app or infrastructure upgrade and all that. Well, for communication, we always say you have to have a crisis communication plan. Then you have to have your own communication plan.
Yes.
Communication teams are to be involved in everything. It could be that maybe IT is doing its thing. You guys in tech don't feel you need to involve marketing. You need to involve the media communication team. But what we're saying, communication, every aspect of the organization should be relating with communication.
Needs to be carried along.
Yes. So it could be that they were not aware. Because I've looked.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Sorry, I had to cut you.
No, please go.
For every implementation plan, there's a whole layer of communication. Don't forget they have different entities. They have the infrastructure guys. Even infrastructure is also divided, dependent on the bank and how complex their system is. They have the software guys. They have a layer. They have the risk analyst. They have so there's always a communication across these tiers because all stakeholders matter. That's why I said the communication to the customer also, because the banks do all these communications internally, right? So taking into consideration and serious consideration about the customer is also a major part of this whole thing.
I must to be fair to Zenith Bank, since they're just giving us they are the not main focus of our conversation, but giving us a case study to talk about the banking financial institutions in the country. To be fair to them, I think they have been communicating this IT maintenance since September 28 specifically, but on even September 27, they had announced that there will be an early closure, and then of course September 28. They also announced an upgrade and then put some information across to their customers, but it was meant to end on October 1, and it lingered on for more than 2 days after that. So obviously, like you said, for IT, you can't predict.
There are some things you can't predict.
Yeah, so customers have to understand that it's either these things they go through this pain now, or there will be a bigger pain in the future. Okay, so I want to talk about this. Yeah, go on, Isaiah.
The thing is, they're trying to also enhance customer experience. That's why they're going through all this, so that the experience will be smoother, and there's this competition bit. Other people are smoother out there. Are we? So those kind of questions, to check the market, analyze, go back, check their systems, and see what they can do to get better.
Okay, in other parts of the world where we have banking financial institutions and we don't hear some of these things, what do they do differently that our institutions in Nigeria can learn from and adopt?
So the thing is, it's not just in Nigeria; it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. This issues.
Are you telling me Chase Manhattan or Deutsche Bank or
my brother
will you can't withdraw money for
my brother? These things
3 days.
Fine. They have frameworks in place that they implement.
All right.
Right. You could say they are more advanced, but it looks like we're even more advanced in the banking, in fintech sector. Right. We've done a lot more that they are not doing. Right. We've done a lot more that when they look back, we've done a lot. Our banks are doing well. When it has to do with technology,
okay,
we're doing well.
Okay.
Compared to, we're doing very well.
But what I want to want some of those little things that maybe those rough edges that need to be smoothened out to ensure that, for instance, I said, okay, we in media we have redundancy where I need to have two, backup, where I can just keep before. I know it's easier said than done. I'm putting this simply, but is that something like that be a solution, or what can be done to ensure that it is not as bad as can be?
So the thing is that everybody has a disaster recovery plan. They have contingency plan. They have different framework that they implement for the sector so that if things happen, they can come back up in less than. They're all standard defined by regulators. And before, the bank in Nigeria is one of the most regulated sectors, right? Till the kind of infrastructure they can use in there is being regulated. So these things are in place, right? For me, I think getting into what these other smaller fintech and microfinance bank do now is this real-time transaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they have cloud-based solutions, but there are security concerns. The banks have so much data, they have to be careful. You get, there are a lot of integration entities.
Okay, but these cloud providers, they offer high security. Is it Google? Is it Amazon? Is it Ali? Alibaba who's on cloud and
Amazon and no, there's a lot of them. We even have the Nigerian bit. We have what's it called? Is it Main One? Main One has an infrastructure. MTN even has an infrastructure. Right, a lot of banks use MTN, a lot of banks use Main One, even Fiber One. They all have cloud. They all have this thing, data centers that this bank they use in country. Right. So when I say cloud-based solutions, right, it's some flexible solutions that, they all do the same thing, right, basically. But there's how you can do some enhancement. Like, if you can learn from these other smaller microfinance, which they are doing now, I even think these banks are the ones influencing the legacy banks to actually start moving towards these solutions.
Okay,
I think that's
you're
saying
the new fintechs who are microfinance banks, styled as fintechs, other fintechs anyway. You're saying because they've been able to come up with some very innovative technology solutions. The banks are having to upgrade.
They have to.
So look at the OPays of this world, the Money Points of this world, the Kudas of this world.
The Kudas, they have to. You get, and there's been a major influence.
Because people are moving fast to these smaller banks.
Was possible.
Yeah, because people are moving faster to these smaller ones. Should I call it banking unicorns? because if you ask the average cab guy, when you want to pay him, use you could say you just want. I like to ask because I'm a marketing guy, so I like to ask question for intelligence, and it's always fast. Or they'll say they hang. They say, the cab guy doesn't want to wait for 30 minutes for the thing to drop, and then he's losing money.
You remember when I started, I told you there's this thing called fear and security, right? For most of these fintech companies, they had some solutions they were doing with some other things before now. People like OP had your data. The bike, they use those bike ride and all those things they used to do. They had your data.
Okay.
They just migrated and now got a license. And now they have some cloud solutions that work for them. And they provided some use cases. And they start doing this transaction. They started thriving during the, what's it called? During election
is it Naira crisis?
Beautiful.
Buhari's new Naira.
That period. All the major banks have a common service provider.
Okay.
Not major banks. These other guys had different kind of providers.
Wait, you saw IT or cloud?
Yes.
Cloud.
Cloud services, basically. They had different providers.
Okay.
You know, the major banks had a common provider because based on CBN regulation, there are some people you can't use.
No, really?
There are places you can't keep your data.
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Can they store the data on clouds outside Nigeria?
No. I don't think, I have to check that regulation, but I don't think the banks, the government and the bank are so regulated that you can't push if you're using a cloud provider, it has to be in country.
Hosted on Canada. Okay.
It has to be in country. Right? That's why you see people like Amazon try to move to Nigeria. You see people like Google, they have a pub in Nigeria, but they're also trying to move a data center to Nigeria. But they also have issues with power and the rest. You have a service like Huawei move to Nigeria, right? And, complementary services, cloud services like this, and, and options. Kofi?
All right. Interesting. We have calls coming through. Lines have been on fire. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line, please? What's your name?
My name is Oluwarotimi.
Welcome. Where are you listening from?
From Agege.
Welcome, Oluwarotimi. Please go on.
Okay, I want to agree with him on the current issue that Zenith Bank is having. I'm sorry that I had to mention the name of the bank. But the thing is, whatever technological upgrade or maintenance that a service provider is carrying out, customer service is the number one thing.
Exactly.
I personally have had a very bad experience. I went into one of their banking halls and sat down for 15 minutes, and nobody bothered to ask me what I wanted. Everybody was just going up and down. After 15 minutes, I left.
Okay, did you approach the customer care desk?
I was at the customer care desk. And a lady came there. She did not even bother, madam, what do you want? We'll be able to attend you, will not be able. She just did and off she went again.
Okay.
I thought she was going to come back.
Yeah, we don't want to generalize. There could be a reason for that.
Okay,
but finally, before you go, please.
Yes.
Yeah, your final comment. Yeah.
Okay. So the customer service thing is very important. No matter the situation, the way you communicate with your customers, leave them with some sort of comfort.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Olorotimi. Good to hear from you. We have Frank in Eleko. Frank, welcome. Please take it away. Your comment or contribution.
Okay, yeah, this is Frank from Eleko.
Yes, said that already.
Okay, please, there is too many gross misconduct that I see as majorly in my bank. That is Zenith Bank exactly. Now, nobody is disputing the fact that there's no carrier upgrade. But what we are saying here is that even though when they want to do the upgrade, they are supposed to have notified us prior then.
But they did that. I think the first post I saw, it was on 27th of September that they'll close their banks early on 1st October for this maintenance. Then on 28th of September, they now said the customer services may be affected, because they have some maintenance to do. So was that not enough?
We never received any notification from Zenith Bank whatsoever. I never received.
Oh, okay. You didn't get a note, like a text message.
Yes, like a text message. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Do you know what that actually cost me? On the first, on the second, I'm a businessman actually. So I do buy market on a daily basis. I go to the market to buy goods. All my money were trapped in Zenith. I couldn't even withdraw it, if not for the fact of the relationship I have with my customers.
Okay.
So I could buy doses of credit on the first and on the second. It was on the third that I was able to manage withdraw the money out.
Okay, so Frank, this is your experience. We need to now ask and find out if it was a general experience, or maybe it's because you've not registered for SMS messages. That's SMS alert. I don't know, because some banks require you to fill a form to say, okay, I want SMS, I want email. You understand? So it depends. Do you what do you say to that? Did you register for SMS alerts from the bank?
I'm registered for SMS, and I do get SMSs from Zenith almost always, but this particular one I wasn't notified.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right, he says he's registered for SMS and he wasn't notified. It's not about this particular bank, but it's about generally the financial institutions, banking financial institutions of the country. Now, for me, a big takeaway from what our guest has said is that banks have to do these things in order to ensure that you are protected, your funds are protected, your savings are protected. They have to go through this pain, and I don't think anyone at Zenith will want to put the business at risk, of losing its customers because they just want to do that. This is just the world we live in today. It happened in the West, all over the world. Aeroplanes could not fly for days. For days.
Exactly.
In the UK, a company that had a contract, to store and secure the data of soldiers or military personnel, they were breached. So we just have to a reality of our time. We'll take another call. 99.3. Good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line, please?
I'm Charles. I'm calling from Iraqi Estate.
Welcome, Charles.
I'd like to contribute, please. I think, like the last lady that called, what she was complaining about is more of naivety than, from my own perspective, it's more of naivety than from than looking at it from the viewpoint of not having customer relation stuff. Apart from that, on my own part, I had an account with a bank around the Jewel, but I won't mention the name of the bank.
All right.
And I was charged a fee for maintenance for a particular period. Luckily, I worked in the bank in the past. And you see, most of the time, they take advantage of the less literate ones. They charge you frivolously to declare excess profit and all that stuff. So I was charged for this period, the particular quarter. So I went to the head of the branch. I said, this is my complaint. And she saw it. She said, well, that's a normal maintenance charge. I said, come on, look at this closely. Look at this too.
We don't have all day. So finally, just...
Yes, I was charged the same thing twice. The same charges for the same period, twice.
Okay.
So she promised to reverse it. She did. Eventually, she reversed it in my presence after my pressure. Then later on, they charged it again. So I just withdraw my money and let it down. Charged twice.
Thank you.
They deducted it and then recharged it again.
This double charging is an issue. As I want to say something about that.
Yeah, I want to say, Kofi, this is what I want to say. I think the problem is not technology, right? The problem is customer service, communication. Technology will always have issues. We'll build on it. We'll upgrade it. It's a constant, it's a circle. It's something you have to keep doing. But the communication of the people these technologies serve, because we need to start humanizing technology. It's not just technology for technology's sake, right? What is it supposed to do? Who are we servicing? So you need to treat those people, carry them along. Okay, for me, I think that's the challenge. The last the caller, the lady, spoke about, I know we discussed customer service. She actually stressed it. So customer service is core of all this discussion, all these complications, all these systems that we're talking about. If you don't communicate effectively, now this other guy, the other man speaker talked about that, said he didn't get SMS. Many times channels. There are various channels they communicate, but sometimes they just push out these messages. And many times it gets to few people, not everybody. They have different cadres of customers. Some people don't get these messages. Some people don't even understand this message.
All right.
So for me, humanizing technology in the context of customer service is the core of all these. For me, that's the solution.
All right. We got to go. I want to thank you so very much, Isaiah, for your time. Isaiah Etuk, who's the Chief Digital Officer of Capital Express Assurance. It's been a pleasure having you on the program this morning. Thank you so very kindly. All right, we've got to pay our bills on the other side.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's